Hello, I'm Jasper de Groot. I'm an assistant professor at the Behavioural Science Institute, and I recently got a Vidi grant from the Dutch Research Council to do research on the sense of smell. In particular about can humans pick up another person's fearful state based on their smell. So that's one line of research, and we also want to identify the molecules that make up the smell of fear. Another line is on what is the role of smell in romantic relationships. Is it the case that if you smell the smell of your partner, can it reduce your stress levels? Or how do you react to the fearful smell of your partner? Does it lead to affiliative behavior or not? And also an important thing is, what does smell loss do to your social functioning? And we see that frequently with COVID-19, that people experience smell loss. And what is the implication of that for your well-being? This equipment we're going to use to do smell experiments in the lab. So in a very controlled way, we can present smells to the participants. In experiments, participants will carry tubes that go into the nose, and we will present the smells at specific times. And for instance, to measure if they really pick up another person's smell of fear, we can measure facial muscle activity to see if they assume a fearful facial expression. We can measure eye scanning behavior to see if they become more vigilant in their eye movements. And we can measure their perception to see if, when the participants are looking at faces that are very ambiguous between two emotions, if they see more fear into that, if they smell the smell of fear, basically. The faces are real faces, so they're from actors, from Radboud University, the Radboud Faces database. And these faces, they are morphed between, for instance, fearful and disgusted. So they contain a mixture of the two emotions. And the task of the participant is to judge, what do they see in this expression? Do they see fear or do they see disgust? The hypothesis that we're testing is basically, does a smell of fear cause a participant to see more fear into these ambiguous facial expressions? So even if a face is ambiguous between fear and disgust, if you smell another person's smell of fear, would you be more frequent into deciding this face indeed contains fear? In other words, would you be biased in making a fear decision more often?